Good morning, this is Kasturi Day. Today I am going to discuss the latent heat and the specific latent heat of this chapter, matter chapter, according to ICSE syllabus class 8. Okay, so before starting today's video, I want to discuss the last question which I asked in my last video. So, what is the basic difference between a gas and a vapor? See, a gas is the gaseous state of a liquid, but its temperature, rather its boiling point, is at or above the boiling point of the liquid. The gaseous state will be at or above the boiling point of the liquid. Okay, but vapor is the gaseous state which is that is also the state of the liquid which is below its boiling point. Okay, the gaseous state will be below its boiling point, whereas the gaseous state, that is the gas, that is at or above the boiling point of the liquid. Okay, that is the basic difference between a gas and a vapor. Now we come to the latent heat or specific latent heat. Okay, I told you that when the ice melts, like when there is a change of state, okay, so that during that time, at that particular point when the change of state is taking place, the temperature does not rise, but the substance, the matter, is gaining or losing its heat. But the temperature, there is no temperature change. That heat which is being either gained or lost, when it is gained, it is stored in the form of latent heat. Okay, so when ice melts to water, the temperature of ice does not rise because the heat supplied to the ice is stored in the water in the form of latent heat. That is, therefore, the amount of heat energy which is supplied to a solid at its melting point, okay, such that that solid changes into its liquid state without any rise in temperature, is the latent heat of fusion. Okay. Now, and the amount of heat energy which is required to change 1 kg of ice, 1 kg of ice at 0 degree centigrade into water at 0 degree centigrade is known as specific latent heat of ice. Okay, which is the value of the specific latent heat of ice is either 336 joule per gram or 336,000, that is 336 into 10 power 3 joule per kg. Okay, like that, when the temperature of the boiling water remains at 100 degrees centigrade till every drop of water changes to its vapor, or to its changes to it into steam. Okay, so during that time there is no change in temperature. The heat supplied to the water changes its state only and is stored in the steam in the form of latent heat. Okay, so the amount of heat energy supplied into a liquid at its boiling point such that it changes into gaseous state without any rise in temperature is known as latent heat of vaporization. Okay, and therefore the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of water at 100 degrees centigrade into steam at 100 degrees centigrade is called specific latent heat of vaporization, and the value is either 2260 joule per gram or 2260 into 10 to the power 4 joule per kg. Okay, so this is the specific latent heat value. Next we come to natural consequences of high specific latent heat of the ice and steam. Okay, So the natural consequences of high specific latent heat of ice is the first, that is the soft drinks. The soft drink bottles, they are kept, when they are kept, when they are stored in a bottle of ice, a box of ice, and not a box of water. Why? And both of them, ice and as well as water are at 0 degree centigrade, but it's preferable to store them in ice box. Why? Because every gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade extracts about 336 joule of heat energy more than the water at 0 degree centigrade due to high specific latent heat of ice. Because the ice contains high specific latent heat, therefore it extracts more of heat from the that is the cold drink bottle than the water which is at the same temperature, that is 0 degree centigrade. Also it extracts less amount of heat from the bottle, so the ice keeps the bottles, the cold drinks bottles, soft drinks bottles, they keep them cool for a longer time, and they can keep them more better. Okay. Then weather becomes warm during snowfall because every gram of water at 0 degree centigrade freezing gives out, when every gram of water freezes, it gives out 336 joules of heat energy due to the high specific latent heat of ice. And as very large amount of heat is being released, the weather becomes warm. Okay. Now weather becomes very cold when snow or hailstorm starts melting, because every gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade again requires 336 joule of heat energy from the surroundings on melting to water. Okay, it's when the ice is melting to water, it is gaining heat from the surroundings. And how much heat it is required to melt the ice? It requires 336 joules, and that it is getting from the surroundings. So it is extracting the heat from the surroundings, and so it is cooling the atmosphere. So it becomes very cold when the snow is melting or the hailstones are melting. Okay. Then glaciers fed rivers flow throughout the year because ice on the glaciers, they melt very slowly, as every gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade on melting to water at 0 degree centigrade requires 336 336 joules of heat energy. It requires a large amount of heat to melt into water, so it has to extract it from the atmosphere. Okay, so that amount of heat it has to extract, that amount, if it does not get it, that much of water, that much of ice will not melt into water. And that's why what happens during the summer, on the winter summer seasons mainly, the ice of the glaciers does not melt fully, completely it does not melt. Okay, and so the rivers flow throughout the year. Now, icebergs sometimes reach equatorial regions in the sea because ice has the highest specific latent heat capacity of 336 joule per gram. Okay, when a large sized glacier is picked up by the ocean currents, it moves slowly because of a large amount of heat is required to melt it. So, in such a situation, some big icebergs manage to reach the equatorial region. Due to the ocean current, it reaches, but it will not melt because that much heat, that is 336 joule per gram of heat, is required for melting the total iceberg, total glacier. It has to melt. For melting that much of ice, it requires that much of heat. So it is not possible always to get that much of heat from the surroundings, so it will melt very slowly. Okay, next we come to the natural consequences of high specific latent heat of vaporization of steam. Like steam is used as a fluid in thermoelectric power stations because what happens, their coal is used as a source of heat. In the electric power stations, powerhouses, their coal is used for source of heat. Now, the heat of the burning coal is used to raise the steam, which has the highest specific latent heat of vaporization, that is 2260 joules per gram. As no other substance can carry as much heat per gram as the steam, so the steam is used to turn turbines, okay, that are coupled to electric generations to produce electricity. So steam is used because steam has very high specific latent heat of vaporization, and it can produce lots. It can produce much amount of heat. Okay, rather it produces the highest amount of heat, and therefore it is used to turn turbines. Steam are more severe than the burns caused by boiling water because steam has the highest specific latent heat of vaporization, again 2260 joules per gram. So every gram of steam at 100 degrees centigrade will deliver 2260 joule of heat energy more than the water at the same temperature, that is at 100 degrees centigrade. This excess heat of the steam that will cause the burn, severe burns of the skin. Okay, so this is the end of this video, this chapter matter. In my next video, I'll start the question answer series of this chapter. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box. I'll try to clarify as soon as possible. Okay, and if you like the video, press the like button, share with your friends and colleagues so that they can also be benefited from these videos. And if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Okay, and thank you.